Amp It Up by Frank Slutman. This summary is brought to you by Hook My Book. Amp It Up is a philosophy that suggests that organizations can improve their performance without making expensive changes to their talent, structure, or fundamental business model. The basic advice is to keep playing your game but amp things up dramatically. Raise your standards, pick up the pace, sharpen your focus, and align your people. The author's backstory is that he grew up in a disciplined household, worked in various jobs where they learned useful skills, and then went on to have successful careers in the Silicon Valley. He started their career as a teenage toilet cleaner, then later had various executive positions in a variety of industries. He eventually landed in the Silicon Valley and founded their own company, which is now a successful serial CEO. The journey demonstrates the importance of discipline, hard work, and perseverance in achieving success. Raise your standards. Steve Jobs emphasized the importance of having high standards and being driven by a desire to do things better than anyone else. We should all be thrilled with what we're doing. So channel your inner Steve Jobs. Aim for insanely great. It's much more energizing. The author suggests that businesses are often poorly aligned due to a lack of focus, as well as a lack of clarity of purpose. Leaders should focus on executing projects sequentially, prioritizing based on what is most important, and constantly communicating priorities to employees. Priority should ideally only be used as a singular word. The moment you have many priorities, you actually have none. The author talks about how leaders set the pace and how it is important to have a relentless execution on your core mission. He also talks about how transforming your strategy will require you to widen the aperture of your thinking about the business model. Mission-driven organization. Mission-driven organizations have a clear and compelling sense of their purpose, which motivates their employees and helps them pursue their objectives more energetically. A sense of mission energizes employees and makes their working life more fun. When an organization has a well-defined mission, it is clear to everyone and allows leaders to unlock the X factor. Fuzzy or confused missions lead to employees feeling disengaged and pass the buck to other people. A great mission is clear, and distractions will be a huge threat to achieving it. A great mission helps prevent distractions that dilute everyone's focus. It's important to continually narrow the mission aperture to prevent losing focus. People use the term mission creep when an organization's stated purpose keeps changing and/or being redefined. We must show constant vigilance against the risk of mission creep. A great mission is not about making money. A great mission is about making a difference in the world. To nurture the mission, you need to focus on it, avoid distractions, and execute it efficiently. If people don't focus on the mission, they are not really on a mission. Discipline is also important, as distractions that can jeopardize the mission can be everywhere. The mission also has to be treated with urgency. There is a saying in sales that, time kills all deals. Time is not our friend. Time introduces risks, such as new entrants. The faster we separate from the competition, the more likely we are to succeed. Urgency is a mindset that can be learned if it doesn't come to you naturally. The war against your competitors. In business, there is always a competition between companies. This competition can be seen in many ways, such as through the price of products, the number of customers, or the quality of the products. Leaders in business must always make sure their employees understand this competition, and that it is not a friendly competition. Often, when companies are losing in this competition, they will resort to tactics such as buying out their competitors, providing free products, or migrating their employees to their company. Incrementalism is merely a lack of audacity and boldness. Incrementalism is a tendency to move forward slowly and cautiously, instead of taking risks and trying new things. It can be a risk-averse approach that leads to stagnation. Rather than seeking incremental progress from the current state, try thinking about the future state you want to reach and then work backward to the present. What needs to happen to get there? This exercise can be inspiring and motivating, as you become guided by your future vision. Leaders need to make sure that everyone in the company is on the same page and that there is a sense of unease and anticipation. This is difficult to do in larger companies, where there is a lot of turnover and people are spread out. It's also difficult in Start-ups, where the team is small and focused. Leaders need to do an unsentimental evaluation of what resources and staff they have and decide what they really need. If they don't take this route, they run the risk of stagnation and waste. It's about execution. Execution is more important than strategy. If you can't execute your strategy, it won't work. Strategy can't really be mastered until you know how to execute well. That's why execution must be your first priority as a leader. Worrying about your organization's strategy before your team is good at executing is pointless. A big company might hire consultants to help draft a strategy, but ultimately the CEO should be in charge of the strategy. This is because they have the most experience living it out, clarity, and are in the best position to make the best decisions. More clarity will lead you to make better decisions, with less random guessing. The bottom line is that great execution can make a moderately successful strategy go a long way, but poor execution will fail even the most brilliant strategy. That's why, in an amped-up company, execution is king. Drivers and passengers. Passengers are people who don't care about the company's direction, often following along without voicing their opinion. Drivers, on the other hand, are the people who make things happen. They are satisfied with making things happen, not with blending in with the company's direction. When a company faces a challenge, drivers are usually more likely to say, "Why not?" Drivers are valuable to a company, as they make the company more successful. Employees should feel strongly that they matter to the company, and that they contribute in significant ways. Employees should also aspire to be drivers. If they can say these things honestly, they will feel more secure and confident in their own value. Recipe. At a small startup, everyone is relatively new and there is less bureaucracy and more experimentation. This allows for more progress to be made quickly in terms of culture and values. At Data Domain, the company's values were codified in an acronym, RECIPE, which makes them easier to remember and communicate. Respect is important, as is always being responsive to others and treating everyone equally. Customer is the center of everything and employees are empowered to act forcefully on behalf of customers. Integrity means being truthful and not making any exceptions, and performance is about always being superlative. Finally, execution is about putting strategy into action, and it's difficult to beat a well-executing organization. In a business, customer success is everyone's business. All departments have a responsibility to fix customer issues, and everyone's incentives should be aligned with what is good for customers. When a problem arises, every department has a responsibility to fix it. Finally, your mission as a leader is to figure out how to hang on to your early-stage dynamism and avoid the lethargy of mass and bulk. End of the summary. Thanks for listening.